What is up, guys? My name is Mr. Random, and I'm bringing you some gameplay in Halo Reach Title Update Classic CTF on the Sanctuary remake. And for this video I wanted to talk about my current impressions on Halo 4 with the footage that they've been releasing from E3 and post E3. Now what 343 has to do is they have to make an awesome Halo, or else the Halo franchise will crash and burn. And I'm saying this because currently Call of Duty is losing its grasp on the marketplace. It's been the leader for multiple years and bringing out an iteration of the franchise every year, and they've had a hold since Halo 3 came out, with Call of Duty 4 in the same year. And what Halo 4 needs to do is it needs to take the grasp back. Now 343 has to realize this, but they can't be put under pressure by the idea of this. They need to use it as motivation to make an awesome game. Now, my current opinion on the 343 Studios is not one of complete trust, just from a couple things that I've noticed with their public marketing as well as their anniversary game. The anniversary game, it was okay. There was a couple bugs that I saw in it, including one where in my controller scheme I used the toggle crouch option, and I noticed that while toggle crouching, if you pushed your stick past a certain threshold, your character would still run. Now this might seem like a little bug, but it's still a bug. And such things should be tested for and fixed before the final release. Overall, I think that the game was released a little bit before it was ready, and because of that, it wasn't as big as it could have been. And the other thing I noticed about the 343 Game Studios is they're really adamant on implying that they've had former Bungie members in their staff, which is a good thing, but it's really easy to see the kind of propaganda that they're trying to place with that. Because, I mean, they could have taken the... I know they've taken members from other departments of Bungie, and they have actually really important members that were part of Bungie that are now part of 343, but if I was a marketing team for a game developing studio, and we hired the janitor that was from the old game studio, we could have said, "Oh, we have some of the members from the old game studio, you know, the old game studio that you know and love." So it's a really easy marketing ploy that shouldn't be taken too seriously. Another thing that I noticed is their public marketing efforts in relation to the Conan O'Brien show, which is okay, but I think what they need to focus on is the core set of gamers that are in the Halo series. It's always okay to try to attract new customers to the series, but the ones that you really want to focus on are the ones that span from the old days of Halo, because those are the ones that are going to be making the YouTube videos, the ones that'll help you with your advertising, help support your game, make your game popular. Now I have a couple of current worries with the footage that they've been releasing. The first of which is the Promethean vision, which I saw in the MLG game dev commentaries, which are, I believe, still currently on the MLG website. The things that I noticed about it were that the player could use the Promethean vision before it was fully charged. They could also shoot while they were using the Promethean vision at the same time, and no one knew they were being watched by Promethean vision when it was being used. Now the final of these three isn't too big of a deal, but when you combine all of these three issues into one ability, it seems that the ability becomes overpowered. Now, I didn't get a hands-on of Halo 4 because I didn't go to E3, but a good parallel to this is the HRV within Blacklight Retribution. And the way the Blacklight Retribution HRV works is it's basically the same function as the Promethean vision, but you can only use it when it's fully charged, and you can't shoot while you're using it. Now I think this is a much more balanced version, just because if you can see through walls and you can shoot, that means you can use it while you're engaging enemies, and you can constantly see where enemies are. And I know it's only a temporary ability, but if someone's able to allocate the resources sparingly and with efficiency, they can keep that Promethean vision when they need it the most. That's embarrassing. Anyways, another thing that, it's more of a preference, but another thing that I noticed that was kind of worrying was the current model for the sniper rifle. And I think as one of the most iconic weapons in the franchise, you wanna create a sniper rifle model that's a little bit comfortable with the community. And from the current looks of it, it looks like they took the Halo Reach target locator from the campaign and put it on top of the sniper rifle, which looks kind of odd. Now there's a couple things that they are doing right that I really want to support them in this aspect. And the main one is the sounds. I know a lot of people are worried about how much the sounds differ from the old versions of the game, but I think that's amazing. The fact that they're able to create these unique sounds that don't really sound like any of the old versions of the game is something that should be encouraged. And if you haven't heard many of the sounds yet, you should watch the MLG gameplays. Especially the sniper rifle. The sniper rifle sounds like a hybridization of a Barrett 50 cal, and it sounds pretty cool. Although I wish they put a little bit more bass into it. Another thing that they look like they are doing correctly is the Spartan Ops. And I know a lot of people were afraid of what it sounded like previously, and their videos currently are showing a really positive view of the game type, the Spartan Ops. But the only thing that I'm worried about is that they don't overdo it, and I don't want them to set the bar too high on themselves, because they want to do this. It was like a weekly or bi-weekly installment of the Spartan Ops, and that may sound like an awesome thing, but if you think about it, the amount of time it takes to create those maps and the animations for the characters and getting all the waypoints set up and all of that stuff is a really long process. And I just don't want them to rush it, because if they rush it, there's a really good chance that something bad is going to happen. There's a couple of extra things that we haven't seen much of, but there's things that we have to take into consideration and look out for in later installments, later videos that they're going to be releasing. The first is the ranking system, and we caught a glimpse of it a little bit, but I just want them to do it right, because there's a couple of ranking systems in the recent versions of Halo that were okay, but there was a lot of things that were wrong with them. Halo Reach was probably the worst of all the Halo games in their ranking system, just because it seemed like you never really got paired with people that were at your same skill rank. And they even created the BPR, the Battle Proficiency Rating system, and I don't even think they used it, which was just something that they should have used. I think that for Halo 4, they should make a hybrid between Halo 2 and Halo 3 for the ranking system, because back in Halo 2, your rank was determined in each playlist, which is something that was also done later in Halo 3. But I also like the overall progress that was in Halo 3. So I think like a hybrid of those two would be an awesome ranking system that they should look into creating. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you thought it was good, please thumbs it up. If you didn't think it was that good, but you have some constructive criticism for me, helping with my commentating skill, feel free to thumbs down, but please provide a description in the comment section so I can get better. If you believe that my videos are awesome and I have some potential, then feel free to subscribe in the button above. Now, I found a petition today that's about bringing Halo 2 Untouched back to the Xbox 360 marketplace, and I think this is an awesome idea, because Halo 2 was basically the game that made Xbox what it is today, and it set the genre for console FPS. So if you guys haven't signed this petition yet, you guys should definitely get over there. I'm going to put a link in the description for you guys, and thanks for watching the video.
10 seconds remaining.